Hey friends, Sarah here from Strong with Sarah. And if you're new to my channel or new to me, welcome. I am a certified health and nutrition coach and the founder of Strong with Sarah Weight Loss Coaching. Our whole motto is that we want to help our clients and our followers learn how to lose weight while still enjoying chocolate and wine. And ultimately, we want to be sure your weight loss journey doesn't suck because we know that there are many other diets and programs out there that are brutal to follow. And we want to help you find as much joy as you can in the weight loss journey. Now, for today's video, I want to talk about one of my clients who lost 45 pounds in a year without counting a single calorie. No MyFitnessPal, no Chronometer, no other app, no addition whatsoever. And even more importantly, I'm going to break down into 5 actions or 5 habits that she took that you can repeat to lose 45 or more or less pounds, depending on your goal, without counting calories. So without further ado, before we do that, I do want to share a before and after side by side of her. As you can see, she looks amazing. Yes, I cover all of my clients' faces for confidentiality, but the confidence, the energy, simply feeling better in her wardrobe is not even shown in that picture that I just showed. So without further ado, while you're watching, let's dive in. So tip number 1, the first thing that this client did is that she started with small, attainable changes. So many other diets and weight loss programs ask you to do 5,000 things at once, or so it feels. You're logging calories, prioritizing protein, drinking your water, getting 10,000 steps a day, getting in 5 workouts a week, sleeping 8 hours a night. And 2 weeks in, it feels so daunting and so overwhelming that you end up throwing in the towel and giving up. So the first thing that she did when she started working with my team and I was she focused on small, manageable changes that helped her build consistency until she was ready to tackle the bigger changes. And so a few examples that I want to share. Things like hitting a step goal. So instead of just starting with the arbitrary 10,000 steps a day, she started with 5,000 steps a day and worked her way up over the course of a month to achieving 10,000 steps. She was more consistent, she enjoyed it, and it worked a lot easier than just trying to jump right away from 5,000 to 10,000. Another thing that she did, starting to eat 1 serving of fruits or vegetables per day. And throughout the year, obviously, she added from that number until she was eating 5, 6, 7 servings of fruits and vegetables throughout the day. Another habit that she tackled right from the get-go, and again, we did this by focusing on small changes, was really paying attention to hunger. She was somebody who at times struggled with emotional eating, which many of us do at times. And by focusing on her body's true physical hunger, she would start to decipher and therefore improve when she was eating due to stress or emotions or boredom versus true hunger. So first tip to recommend if you're trying to lose weight is really start with small, attainable changes that are slightly challenging to you, but you feel confident that you can do. Now, tip number 2, she committed to bi-weekly phone calls and 3 times a week check-ins with her coach. And before I dive deep further, I'm not saying you need to work with my team and I in order to lose 45 pounds without counting calories, but having someone to help hold you accountable at regularly scheduled intervals is a game changer. And I can't tell you how many clients graduate from our program and tell them that that is what sets us apart from diets, Weight Watchers, Whole30, any other program out there is truly the high level, high touch, one-on-one accountability that we provide. So it can be a coach. It can also be your sister, your mom, your significant other, your best friend. but schedule with that person, whether it's once a week, every other day, every day, once a month, whatever it is, schedule check-ins where you can report to somebody else how consistent you are being with the actions needed to reach your goals. Tip number 3 is that she tracked her progress through weigh-ins, progress photos, and measurements. And I do want to stress, for her, becoming healthier, gaining more energy, and becoming more confident was almost more important than the number on the scale. In her own words, the scale was kind of a byproduct. But throughout the 12 months, she stepped on the scale almost every day and updated progress photos every month and measurements every month. Because from that data, we were able to decide, are the actions that she is working on enough to see weight loss, or do we need to make changes? When it comes to weight loss, thermodynamics is the bottom line principle. You have to create a calorie deficit to lose weight. And you don't know if you're successfully losing weight unless you have some measures of data. So I highly encourage, on top of just the scale, because so many other factors influence the scale, think about doing measurements and progress photos as well. Tip number 4, similar to tip number 2 about accountability, is she really engaged with the information that we shared with her and with the community support of our group coaching calls. So part of the journey for her was about learning. Why was protein important for her to lose weight? How did she feel when she ate more protein? What ways of movement helped her body feel the best? So for tip number 4, really think about approaching your journey from a place of unbiased curiosity. And what I mean by that is, even if you've done 5,000 weight loss programs or diets out there, you probably know a plethora of information, but start to ask yourself, is this information that I know really best for how I feel when I implement that information? And then last but not least, tip number 5, she made a long-term commitment to her weight loss goals and to prioritizing her health. And what I mean is, when she signed up with coaching, right from the get-go, she told me that she would be a client for a minimum of 12 months because she realized and she understood, she is in the medical profession. She knows that building a healthy life and losing weight isn't something that happens like that. She really took the idea of, if I'm able to focus on the slow changes and if I'm really able to do this slowly for 1 or 2 years, I am going to be set for the next 30 or 40 or 50 years. And as a weight loss coach, I firmly believe, and some people might want to smack me through the camera for saying this, and I get that the slower that you lose weight, the more sustainable it is long term. This particular client probably could have lost 45 pounds in 5 or 6 months from unhealthy weight, but I guarantee that would have backfired. It probably would have led to her binging or overeating and gaining the weight back quickly. So my last tip, tip number 5, is to play the long-term game. Understand, especially if you have had some of your current habits for years, it is going to take so much longer than 3 months or 6 months or even a year, it may be, to be able to find out what's going to work for you long term. So in the summary, I am going to share the link to my testimonials page on my website. If you want to read more about this client's story, you can be able to find it. Just search Control F and find 45 pounds, and you can read her exact words about her experience losing weight without counting calories. And as always, if you have questions, drop a comment and I will be personally responding. Thank you so much. If you found this helpful, as always, I would love a like and a subscribe, and I will talk to you next week.